compare and contrast. How was yesterday or whatever it was in comparison to 92?
Much more alcoholic.
Do you think?
Well, it was for me, mate, yeah.
I didn't mean that. I meant in terms of a celebrate. I tell you what. I think there were some pissed up players. I thought Ampadu was about to get himself run over or something.
I think he was just... No, he's not. None of them have been drinking. It was all non-alcoholic bollocks.
Was it?
Yeah,
Red Bull. That's right.
I think they were just overcome with emotion and overwhelmed by the scene, you know. I don't think any of them have been drinking at all. Not a job.
Slurring the words with overcome emotion, I think it was.
Yeah, they don't drink. And
they don't drink?
No. And Daniel Farke is not a DJ either. But he obviously thought he was.
Let's just pause for a minute. Daniel Farke, been confirmed? How good does that feel? Not just for him, and we'll talk about him. How good does that feel? I mean, you've been saying, I agree. And all this bollocks, people saying he's definitely going to get sacked, all that rubbish that was going on. How do you feel?
Well, is it rubbish day? We don't really know if people were talking rubbish or some of them knew. Perhaps some of them were deliberately saying it to gauge reactions, and maybe that was fed back to the board or the chairman or whatever we call it, the hierarchy these days. And so who knows? No smoke without fire, common thing to say, but, you know, there was certainly reports and printed in less disrespectable press, if that makes sense.
Less disrespectable, so more respectable. Is that what you said? Do you mean less reputable elements of the press? The Mail?
No, less disreputable.
Okay. Anyway. It was printed in some papers, wasn't it?
It wasn't the tabloid fuckers like the Sun and the Mirror. These were supposedly
the tabloid fuckers. Anyway, so how good did it feel? Because you were...
Well, I'm pleased.
You would have been really, I suppose, pissed off, morally, I suppose, astonished. I can't think of the right word, but you'd have felt a real problem with the club if they'd have done that, wouldn't you, from what you said before, if they'd got rid?
Well, obviously, not to do with me, and we'll always be supporters, we'll follow them forever, but I came out with a bit of a cliche thing, and if they sacked Farke, this wasn't the sort of football club I wanted to be following. Right. But nevertheless, I would be following him anyway. But I just thought it'd be a bit shoddy of them to sack the manager after this. I think personally they should give him a chance. I can understand some people obviously doubting that he'll do anything, but I think a lot of it's to do with recruitment and the backing from the board. For me, he's created a lot. People say, well, he had to get us promoted because he had the best team. Like it wasn't.
Like Farke, it never works, does it? All that, but I tell you, the only time I was worried, and I don't know if you saw it at Plymouth after the game. He looked defeated. When he was doing that kneeling down across, I thought, he's fucking going here. He's going here.
Yeah.
I convinced myself.
I wasn't surprised by that, strangely enough, but I didn't have a clue really what were going on. I just thought, if he's going, then this is his demonstrating that he's not happy with the situation. But he said soon after, didn't he? In fact, in interview, minutes later, that he was just really tired. So, and emotionally done in, which is fair enough, I think. But it's still what's a bit odd.
Yeah, but after that season, I can believe that. But I'm generally believing he was gone. I was really gutted at that stage. But yesterday on the buses, I don't know if on the buses like Blake, do you remember? Anyway, but anyway, on the buses, he was dancing like a gun. I'll tell you, when you get him outside of football, like the same as when they were at after they got promoted, he's dancing like that. He was really over the top. Leeds were following the party, said, and they didn't, did they? But anyway, Rob, how good does it feel to be a Leeds fan today, yesterday, the day after, the next month to come?
Brilliant. It's really exciting. And we're really proud of the team, obviously, the supporters yesterday, and of the city. You know, that parade was fantastic. A thing of beauty to behold. Chuffed.
The beautiful chaos. That's what we are now, the beautiful chaos.
Yeah.
Rob, does it make you ever feel like this could be as good as Bielsa in this manager with this set of players?
It's a difficult one to answer.
Well, I'm asking you, so I don't need to worry about that. So, I'm just pushing you.
Yeah, it's
Give
difficult to
us your
answer.
reflections, ups and downs about Farke and Bielsa.
Give me your what? Recollection, sorry.
Give me your reflections, positive and negative, Farke and Bielsa, and the teams they had.
I think some similarities between them as men, as human beings, as decent fellas. Styles of football and what Bielsa got out of the players compared to what Farke's got out of better players, I'd say, generally. It's difficult to compare. I can't see anybody reaching the heights, even though we didn't win anything except the promotion with Bielsa. The heights, the football.
Won the title. We won the second division title. I mean, championship. We won the championship with Bielsa, didn't we?
Yes, all right. Just interrupt me while I'm trying to talk.
Facts. He said you can't argue with facts, and you can't. Anyway, sorry, Robert. I don't mean to interrupt with facts.
I didn't say...
Robert, do continue. Do pray. Robert?
Robert? I'm allowed to talk, am I? Okay.
Of course, you're always allowed to talk on my show.
Nice and Revie does it. Yes, it'd be some spectacular achievement if Leeds United's team under Daniel Farke reaches the quality and the heights set by Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds United team. But we can hope, and that's a beauty of football. We're now in the top league again, deservedly so. Let's challenge for honours. Let's challenge for silverware. Let's make sure we don't get relegated. And I've got a lot of confidence we won't.
You've seen what the chairman said as well. I'll spend every penny I'm allowed to. Do you believe that?
That's hardly sensational, is it? It's not much.
No. I wouldn't say that, but I mean.
But what are you saying?
I'm saying, doesn't it fill you with hope that at least they are going to do some big things? I mean, it's early. I'd sooner be where we are than talking about players kicking off on their loan deals elsewhere, their entitlements and all that stuff. It gives you hope. It's this thing about who we're going to attract. It gives this thing about who's going to thrive, and I think there will be some that thrive in the Premier League. People talk about them not being there or whatever. I think these players could thrive anywhere. Some have got deficiencies, like Firpo's not a defender. We talked about that before. But this is a fantastic set of players, combining a perfect team for this division, I think. Added the dodginess, but, tell me, what are your hopes for the summer?
That we buy good quality, experience as well, because we need a good mix of experience as well as bright youth, for the future sort of thing. I'm not saying we will sign somebody like Hernandez or Strachan or even Bobby Collins, but I think we do need...
They're a bit old, Rob. They're a bit old.
I said thank you. I didn't say signing them. So I think Hernandez could probably still be a better number 10. Actually, so could Strachan.
He could.
No disrespect to anybody. Don't take it wrong way. Yes, I think we need some very shrewd investment on player recruitment side. I'm hoping for it. There's some big names available, but they've also got big pay packets. And transfer fees. I mean, some of the older players that are available will still command a lot of wages. So I don't know. You hear rumours, don't you? But until I see a player actually signing the contract for us.
Well, I'll tell you where I've noticed that they have plenty of rumours, but I don't believe anything until we've actually signed it. Because there's just rumours. You go all that clickbait shit for ages. You can go chasing that. I think it's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
And I suppose the interesting thing that we could speculate on, not about who's going to leave or whatever, but which of these players do you think will do best in the Premier League? The ones that we've got. Who would be the ones you'd say, he's definitely going to be good, he should be good, he's ace? Give us your take on just the ones that you think are going to thrive. I know it's a guess, it's speculation.
It is a guess.
Who cares?
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. I mean. Everyone cares, though. Everyone likes to give an opinion on this. The
They
players
do.
that really shone this season, I do expect to do well and step up
Go on.
to the required level next season. That'll be, I mean, for instance, Bogle,
Yeah.
even Joe Rodon. I say even.
What do you mean? Hang on. What do you mean? Even Joe
Well, I was
Rodon?
about to explain, but you
All
interrupted
right,
me
go on
again.
then.
I said even Joe Rodon. When I say even, it's because he's more of an old-fashioned centre half. But his passing's been great this season as well. So he's improved
That's
already
two.
this season. So I'm hoping he can again improve for next season. But Bogle, like I said, Tanaka definitely.
Three.
If he's got the right men around him, and then we might be surprised with people like Pirot. He's got some skill on him, but he's underperformed at times. But maybe he'll step up again, and maybe we'll keep
Okay.
Bamford. Maybe Bamford will deliver again, and
Do you reckon? What
prove
about
his fitness.
not because you're not finished, but I was going to say
obviously.
Ampadu.
Yeah, brilliant leader as well.
Okay, I suppose if we get Solomon, you
Yeah.
would have thought would. I did hear about Pirot, actually. Pirot to throw, they're going to chuck him on his sword, from what I gather. But
What's
who
that mean?
knows?
They're going to kill him.
Yes, they're going to kill him, behead him, and then make him play for Holland or Dutchland or whatever. No, I've heard they don't rate him enough in the top flight, but we'll see. We'll see, won't we?
Well, okay, there's two things there. If they don't rate a player enough, yeah, fine, that's for them to decide. But then we need to sell them. What if no one buys them?
Yep.
Bamford's one of those, perhaps. Who's going to buy him? And that's no disrespect to Bamford.
Sounds like Wrexham will buy him.
Does it?
Well, I don't know.
No, you don't.
All right. You'd imagine there'd be a taker for Pirot, though, in the Championship at least. But whether he'd accept it or go abroad, I don't know.
But will we set, if that's the case, will we set a price? And our team's going to be prepared to pay that price. It's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, it's going to be exciting as well.
It's nice to be speculating about stuff like this rather than Weston McKinney. Let's just recite them. Let's go back. Mark Rocker. How did we buy players like that in the hope they'd come good? How?
Well, we bought. Or did we borrow McKinney? We borrowed McKinney, didn't we?
I think.
Just basically on the evidence of it, he had a decent World Cup with United States.
I didn't think he did that well, I have to say, but go on.
It looked all right. No, I said he had decent, mate. I didn't say it was brilliant.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
I mean, Tyler Adams looked all right, but not for me, to be honest. I didn't like him. I didn't really like him. But Mark Rocker wasn't that expensive. Mark Rocker at least showed a little bit of heart, I thought.
Yeah. But Mark Rocker, ball comes to. No special awareness behind him. The number of times people nipped in, dispossessed him, and he obviously didn't know they were there. It's just you expect more of these players when they're supposed to have been really successful in foreign leagues, etc. Do you think it's that really a big step up, England from Europe?
Well, the players we signed, Rodrigo's a good example, even though it was before the sacked Bielsa, and Robin Koch, and Llorente as well. They looked all right.
Do you think?
We paid a lot of money for them. I thought they looked
I don't remember Llorente ever looking, all right.
He had some decent games to start with. I thought he was good.
I remember,
but then
my lasting memory of Diego, Chelsea, the fans going, because he did that when the ball first came in. Because there was no crowd there, you could hear everything. I don't think ever recovered. Did have some decent games, but
we still paid so much for him. That's my point.
There you go.
And Rodrigo, great technical player, but he didn't do a lot, did he?
Well, his
attitude, his work rate always seemed to be lacking for me.
I thought the season when we went down, actually, he did pretty well there. And I tell you what, the one game when he was playing centre forward at the end of his first season, I think it was, against Burnley, he scored 2 perners, absolutely what you would have expected. And it showed, if you played in the right way to him, that would have really worked through. I don't think we want to do that because it was about, I don't know why they bought him.
No.
given that still Bamford was the main man, I don't know where that would have filled in, because it couldn't have been one or the other, because they're too different. I couldn't understand that at the time.
Yeah, another Leeds player who we didn't really know what his best position was. We've had a few of those in recent years. It's quite frustrating.
It's bench normally, isn't it, the best position?
Yeah, but I mean, there's people like Gellart as well. What is his best position? Obviously, Aronson's is another one. Best position.
Rob,
lying down.
I feel the energy just dropping. Let's just go back. Let's go back to 24 hours. Let's go back to 24 hours.
Well, Jack Harrison. What about Jack Harrison?
Is he coming? Andy's mum and his Angus coming with a pair of them?
Well, it needs sorting out, mate.
Well, he has to come back, doesn't he? Doesn't he have to come back?
Well, how many questions are you going to ask me?
Okay. One question several times. Is he not obliged to return to his club now? Is he not obliged?
And my answer to that is it needs sorting out.
Okay. But he is obliged to return to his parent club, is he not?
Yes, so it needs sorting out.
Good. Rob, before I piss you off completely, anything else you want to talk about?
Can't think about me.
Can't think about.
I'm a bit tired after yesterday, that's all, you know.
A bit tired? Did they keep you up late? Oh, treasure. Oh, treasure.
You're only jealous because you were
I know I'm fucking only jealous. Rob, what I want to give to be there, to have that experience.
Well, what was stopping you? What was stopping you? Petrol price.
No, I take too long to explain. It wasn't money. Take too long to explain. So I won't bother trying. I'll just admit No, I admit my failings. I won't talk about my deepest, darkest fears about this world, Robert. That's for another day. There's a reason I won't explore that. But we'll come back and we'll talk about that in future
all
times.
Right, mate.
As we will your deepest, darkest fears, your weaknesses that we touched on once before, but we moved off. But I remember. I've got it written down. Okay, anyway. But wherever you are, in your armchair, in City Square, wherever you are, it's great being a Leeds fan, and it will be for the next year. Robert.
And lo and behold, the church bells begin chiming yet again.
Sun shines on the righteous.
Positive thoughts. No, it's the guy who fell out of the tree, man. I mean, which sounds like a bad joke, doesn't it? But it's terrible. I'm wishing him best, and fingers crossed it'll be all right.
Yeah, you hope so. Speedy recovery. We'll see.
Match around together. Thanks again.
We've got a great club to support.